myself volunteered to chaperone with Hyde because they were short on chaperones this year. It was a wonderful trip, my first trip to Yosemite actually, even though I've lived in California my entire life. And the one thing I walked away from the trip saying is it was a great way for me to visit the first time. Because I saw parts of Yosemite that I would not have seen had I gone myself. And part of that was due to the fact that there were some pretty challenging hikes. I shouldn't say pretty, I would say very challenging hikes that I would not have chosen to probably do in a day if I was on my own. But the wonderful thing of the trip was, for us, was watching the kids throughout the week. The kids were fantastic. Each of us had a group that we were chaperoning of 13 students in our hiking groups, and to watch them throughout the week, many of them were in the same situation I was, which had never been to Yosemite. To watch them just be in awe of their environment, to watch them persevere and push themselves, and several of the students truly did. Some had fears of height, some had fears of being in the dark, some challenged themselves physically, and to watch them grow and come together as a team over the week was well worth it. And on the flip side, I have to say I gave kudos this morning in the weekly to any staff member in CUSD who has ever chaperoned at Yosemite. Because I have to say, as an adult, while the children have tons and tons of energy, as adults, our bodies are not quite as limber, if you will, as it may be in physical shape. And so I would say it had to have been one of the most challenging weeks of my life. So I think I'm still tired. And that's due to the long days. So I do want to thank those. I want to thank especially Melanie, who organizes these 5 trips for the district. Our leader for the site was Melanie Mussett from Hyde, and the fact that she had to coordinate all of the rotations for Hyde going up the mountain, switching cabins throughout the week. I mean, it's pretty intense work. So I just want to say thank you to all of them because it's an extremely valuable trip. So that's the first. And then the second, just a quick update, and I'll touch upon it a little bit later when we get to the discussion item on Luther, is that a year ago, Phyllis, myself, a representative from CEA, CSEA, and SEIU were in San Diego for the state conference for, let's say, union leadership, if you will, union district partnership. And we went down there, and as a result of our trip, we came back with a few things that we said we would implement. One of those was that the union leadership, the 3 union leaders and myself would have lunch every month together, so we'd have some time to truly dialogue outside of what that is, the kind of formal context. We started that right away. That happened last year, as you know. We've been doing that every month since. As a board, the commitment to meet with union leadership on a rotation basis several times a year, that was implemented as well. Then the third thing that we said we would do is find a way to bring all associations together, not in a negotiating capacity, but in a collaborative capacity. And that we actually, I'm happy to say, started on yesterday. I lost track of my days from that trip. So we worked together yesterday for several hours, and we have what we are now going to call the district collaboration team. And we came together yesterday and spent a portion of the meeting talking about our purpose, why we're meeting, and the purpose being around communication, transparency, collaboration, working on district initiatives together, so that as we begin to do the work on bigger projects, that we can actually come together. And I'll talk about a little bit of that before Chris does with Luther, because that was one of our topics yesterday. We set norms for the group, and one of those is that to help communication, that at the end of every meeting we would have collaborative notes, one note taker, and that all of us would make sure those get disseminated out to all district staff after each meeting. And so I think I'm really excited about the potential for the group. It will be kind of the agendas will be growing over time, and they will be jointly created between EC and all 3 associations. So it'll be a live Google Doc. We'll have rotating facilitators and note takers, so it won't be a district meeting, it's a collaborative meeting in its truest sense. And we can bring everything and anything that is of concern to the groups to the table. So excited to say we got that other piece in place.
Great. Thank you. Okay, let's go to item 3, which is communication from employee organizations. And we have a card from...
Yes, we have one, Dave Villafana.